Wow, what a statement win by the
Oh
Jets.
yeah.
In Lambeau, in Wisconsin. It was not warm. I know I saw it was like in the 40s. Okay, so not traditional Lambeau weather when you think about it like that, but still quite cold. And what are your feelings about the vibes here? Like, how are you feeling about everything on this team?
I'm nervous
Why?
because I'm not used to success and I'm not used to things feeling good as a Jets fan. I'm used to real misery and
Maybe
cynicism.
this sauce clip will
And
change your
yeah,
mind.
and I will say this is I felt a lot of emotion just like seeing a lot of these guys be successful and play well. Like seeing like Sauce Gardner, who is like seeing guys who I wanted so badly to succeed and to like hit, and for them to be hitting like this so early. And of course, so much can happen in a season. But the fact that a high first round pick like Sauce Gardner is playing the way that he is, the fact that a second round running back, who initially I was not super high on because of the value, like I don't love like picking running backs so high in the draft, but
Mm.
he's played so phenomenally well, and he's been such an integral piece so early on in his career to this team with an offensive line that is healthier, that was healthier on Sunday, but not fully healthy. And to see them, to see you know the kind of ingenuity of the play calling from Mike LaFleur for that that kind of boot reverse that they had, where it looked like it was going to Garrett Wilson, but ultimately it was an end around for Hall to go the other way for the touchdown. I mean, and also to that point, to that play, that was intended for Wilson to run. But Hall
Mm.
had the ball and saw the opening, and basically called his own
He's got
number.
the
To
instincts.
to feel to feel confident enough to do that and score a touchdown, he's a rookie. This is his fifth NFL game.
Well, not
It's
to cut you off,
no,
but
no.
if you can play that Sauce Gardner clip, because I just want people to understand the swag that this guy has. And he's probably I mean, I think the betting markets have shifted for that he's very likely to be Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, sorry, Defensive Rookie of the Year. And the Offensive Rookie of the Year being Breece Hall is not out of the question either. Now that Drake London, maybe I don't remember what his stats are, but it feels like the buzz around him has cooled down a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong about Drake London's stats last week, but either way, two of the top contenders for Rookie of the Year on each side of the ball are both on the Jets, and they just have this incredible draft class. And Gardner just he looks different out there in terms of his length and his athleticism, and you see his attitude, and this is the kind of attitude that you want in an alpha number one corner. This was from after the game. What after he, by the way, took a cheese head and put it on, was mocking some of the Packers fans. This is also what he had to say after the game.
Uh, they chose us. When you go play in London, you can pick if you want your bye week right after, or you can pick, what team you want to play, and they picked us. So, they thought they was gonna get the same old Jets, but we came out there today and dominated. Uh, they
Whew! You gotta love that, right? You gotta love that. You can get a bye, or you can play the Jets, and they chose the Jets. And look, they effed around and they found out, did they? Didn't they? Right, Bradley?
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I think it's important because this team for many, and listen, I'm the first to say it. This team has deserved a lot of the scorn and derision they've received because they've been poorly managed, poorly coached, and they've had poor players for a long time. If they don't win a single another game this season, I will be happy with how this team even played, honestly, because they have shown a level of confidence and a level of heart and a level of determination despite the sum of their parts, and despite having Joe Flacco play a few games, despite Zach Wilson still not reaching his ceiling. And who's to say if he ever reach his ceiling? I think the jury is still out on that. I thought he played decently well, but I think obviously there are still concerns still remain that they're really like second half of the third and fourth quarter team in terms of when they really turn it on to score. They've still had trouble getting it.
You're so negative. They're young. They're young.
I understand, but I think,
and he has elite potential with that arm.
he does. But I think I can understand the impatience with Wilson, but I'm really, really encouraged by the rookies who are young players who do not have a lot, essentially little to no experience in the NFL. Performing like this and having this team that I never expected through 6 weeks would be like the 5 seed in the AFC. It's really like it's hard for me to even process, and it's hard for me to take a good thing when it's there because I'm so used to not taking it. So, but I am really, really pleased, and I think I really genuinely think Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Vera Tucker, Braxton Berrios, these are all young guys that this team can build on, and they're in-house guys. Like, they're guys that were drafted by by a few iterations of this team, and they're making good. I just hope that, the quarterback can follow as well.
Yeah. I mean, and look, they had to get through these first few games, and they still have some tough games coming up, but it's not as bad as it looked initially. Like, Denver looks like crap, and they play them next. Then they play New England at home, then Buffalo at home. They could be 2-1 coming out of that. They're going to lose to the Bills. I'm sorry, but that's the. But then then they're at New England. Then they're at versus Chicago, at Minnesota, at Buffalo, versus Detroit, versus Jacksonville, at Seattle, at Miami. Like, it's not an easy schedule. The Giants' schedule is comparatively a lot easier, which is why I feel a little bit more comfortable about them making the playoffs than the Jets. But the Jets are off to a great start. Like,
and like I said, I am certainly not I won't be disappointed if they don't. I will just be happy that they look competitive, and also just because, frankly, after week 2, I think it was, where Saleh had that comment about, we're collecting receipts and we're gonna keep them for the rest of the year. It just seemed a little petty and kind of unearned to have that. So I didn't love that at the time. But the fact that they literally have I think lost 1 game since he made that comment, it just makes me feel like I was wrong about the trajectory of I thought that comment like that could potentially lead to the vibes on the team and the.
No, it seems they love him.
Yeah, I could see the ambience around the team, or kind of I could see the mood getting dark quickly as a result of a comment like that, and a comment could potentially bite them in the butt like that. But they are clearly not seeing it as a point of resentment. They are seeing it, I think, as a point to galvanize them and for them to play hard regardless of the outcome.
Yeah. Well, I'm rooting for the Jets. I want them to have success. So, anyway, exciting times.
Go Jets, baby.
Go Jets.